I miss sitting where you sit. I remember the days of being a child where all you got to do is get up and take a bath and eat and have fun and go to school. But once you get through high school next year, now you got to pay bills. Gas bill and water bill and cell phone insurance. And one day you're going to get married and have children, and you got to pay for their education and pay for their protection. Life is responsibility. And the only way you're going to have a comfortable life is if you prepare yourself economically for those responsibilities. What is minimum wage in South Africa? Minimum wage.
3,000 rand.
3,000 rand per
month.
3,000 rand per month. You cannot live off of that. 3,000 rand per month is nothing. In America, minimum wage is $8.75 an hour. How are you going to pay your rent, pay your car, feed yourself, feed your children, take care of your wife, take care of your husband, keep a roof over your head on 3,000 rand a month? You can't. That means what? Get ready for the university. Get ready for trade school. Get ready for business school. You got to get ready, but some of you are sabotaging your future because you're not doing your work right here, right now. They're going to see all your grades. You think you're getting over because you're being pushed through school? You think you're getting over because you got pushed through 9th grade and didn't do no work? You got pushed through 10th grade, didn't do no work? You're getting pushed through 11th grade, not doing no work? When you get to the university, they're going to give you a placement test. And if you don't score high enough on that placement test, you might not go to the university. Stop thinking you're getting over. The only person you're cheating is yourself. The last thing I want to talk about is knowledge of self as African people. You know the history of apartheid. I don't have to give it to you. I'm sure you heard of the history of the civil rights and black power struggle in America. I don't have to give it to you. There's white people all over this world, and they think the world belongs to them. We are African people. We are God's first people. We are the oldest people. We are the most powerful people. But we got to take back what God gave us. And we will never take it back. South Africa will never be what South Africa is supposed to be until you become what you're supposed to be. It's okay to have fun, but there's a time to play and there's a time to get serious. There's a time to have fun and there's a time to fight. When apartheid fell in 1994, I watched it on the television in America. I was happy. I said, my brothers and sisters in South Africa, they finally going to get their freedom. Only to find out years later that it wasn't a real freedom. It was a mockery of freedom. Right now, the gold of South Africa don't belong to us. Right now, the diamonds of South Africa don't belong to us. Right now, the minerals of South Africa don't belong to us. But one of you in here will be the next Steve Biko. One of you in here will be the next Chris Hani. One of you in here will be the next Robert Sobukwe. You got to be. Because it's not enough to just go to college and get a good job and get a nice house and drive a nice car. It's not enough. God didn't put you here to have fun. God put you here to make this world better than the one you entered. I want to close with a quote. My ancestor, Frederick Douglass. Some of you may know the name. He's the greatest black leader in American African history. My family was brought to America in 1701. A black man stolen from Nigeria. His name was Bailey, put on a slave ship and brought to Maryland. He married a black woman named Selah, for whom my youngest daughter is named. In 1745, they had Grandma Jenny. In 1774, they had my Grandma Betsy, born a slave on the Lloyd plantation in Maryland. A slave had no rights. We were not even considered people during American slavery. And so Grandma Betsy married a free black man, Grandpa Isaac. They had 12 children. One daughter was named Betsy, another daughter was named Harriet. These two sisters were raped by the white man who owned my family. In February of 1818, Aunt Harriet gave birth to the greatest black leader in American history, Frederick Douglass. But he was born Frederick Bailey. Cousin Fred ran away from slavery at the age of 20 in 1818 and changed his name from Fred Bailey to Frederick Douglass. My grandfather Stephen was born the next year the product of a rape. He married my grandmother Caroline on a slave plantation. They had my 3 times great-grandfather George Washington Bailey on November the 14th, 1841. Grandpa George fought in the American Civil War. He married Grandma Annie. They had Grandma Caroline. She moved to Philadelphia. She had Grandma Vivian. Grandma Vivian married a Spanish-speaking Afro-Cuban from Havana, Cuba, my great-grandfather Cicero. They had my grandma Ida, who died 5 years ago. She met and married James Johnson. They had my father Jamal. He met and married Barbara. And on August the 21st in North Philadelphia, I was born. Frederick Douglass said, if there is no struggle, there is no progress. Those who profess the faith of freedom, but deprecate agitation, are men who want crops without plowing up the ground. They want the rain, but they're scared of the thunder or the lightning. They want ocean, but they're scared of the awful roar of the waves. Frederick Douglass said, the struggle we have as African people might be moral, or it might be physical, or it might be both moral and physical, but it must be a struggle. Power concedes nothing without a demand. It never did, and it never will. Frederick Douglass said, for 20 years, I prayed on my knees to God for freedom. The good Lord gave me no freedom until I got up off my knees and started praying with my feet. He said, you want respect from the white man? Why do you look for pity? The man who pities you will never respect you, and the man who respects you has no need for pity. Brothers and sisters, I'm here to tell you that I expect nothing but greatness from each and every one of you. When I come back to South Africa, years from now, and you're 21 and 25 and 30, and you stop me on the street and say, Dr. Umar, I remember you came and spoke to me when I was in 11th grade. And I say, what are you doing with yourself? I want to hear I just got married. I want to hear I just earned my degree. I want to hear I'm opening my own business. I want to hear I'm finishing up med school. I want to hear I'm organizing South Africa for real liberation, not the fake one they gave us in '94. I want to hear real stuff. I don't want to hear I'm homeless. I don't want to hear I'm hungry. I don't want to hear I just came out of jail. I want to hear that I am using the blessing of life that God gave me to make everybody else's life better. The future belongs to you. The only question, what are you going to do with it? Thank you, brothers and sisters.